Hey everyone, it's Mr. Clancy. In today's lesson, we're going to be taking a look at the powers of the president. This is going to be part one of a several-part series. Make sure you download the video guide in the YouTube description box below so that you can follow along with the lesson. The president has many powers and responsibilities, and so today we're going to look at his major job, which is to carry out the laws of Congress. And so we're going to look at how the president does that using departments, and we're also going to look at something called executive orders, and you're going to do a little research to understand what those are and why they might be controversial. So while the president is the most powerful public official in the United States, their power is not unlimited. The president has a specific list of powers or actions that they are allowed to take. These are located in Article 2 of the Constitution. The primary job of the president is to carry out the laws that Congress passes. One way to think of this is that Congress is sort of like the brain of the law, meaning that they create and come up with the laws, but they can't actually make the laws into reality. That is up to the executive branch. So the executive branch is more like the hand of the law, meaning that they actually take the ideas of Congress and put them into action. So if Congress passed a law saying that it wanted new cars sold in the U.S. to get at least 30 miles to the gallon, then the president must figure out how to make sure companies comply with this law. So this takes us to the question in step 1. Brainstorm a list of possible answers you could have to this question. If you were the president and Congress passed a law requiring that all new cars sold in the U.S. could travel at least 30 miles on 1 gallon of gas, what are some of the actions that you would need to take to make sure that this law was being fulfilled? What kind of people would you need to employ to get this job done? As you can see from step 1, the president needs to employ lots of workers in order to carry out the laws that Congress passes. To carry out these laws, the executive branch is separated into departments, much like a high school. A high school has a principal in charge, and the school is divided into subject departments. If a principal is ordered by the school board to improve algebra scores, he will give instructions to the math department heads, who will meet with the rest of the math teachers to determine how they will carry out the orders of the principal. So the executive branch is organized in a similar way, but on a much larger scale. The executive branch has 15 departments. A few examples are given below, such as the Department of Defense, the Department of Education, and the Department of Agriculture. If Congress orders the president to carry out a law or policy, he or she will direct one or more of these departments to take action. For step 2, go ahead and visit the website I've provided on your video guide and research a couple of the departments that are in the executive branch. When you're researching them, look for information such as who's the head of the department, what's the department's annual budget, how many employees work for the department, and what type of policy does this department handle. The final thing we're going to talk about in this lesson is something called executive orders. So much like a principal has control over the employees in a school and can issue orders that the principal wants the school to follow, the president has control over the 15 departments of the executive branch. And with this power, the president can order different parts of the executive branch to act in a certain way or to carry out the laws of Congress in a particular way. An executive order has the same weight as law, and presidents have used this throughout history at times to circumvent Congress, so to get something done without the approval of Congress. Take some time to explore the resources I've provided on the video guide to research and see if you can answer this question. How can executive orders be used by a president to get their own agenda accomplished without the help of Congress?